You're listening to The Paul Higgins Show, where ambitious tech consultants come to unlock their potential. After 18 years as a global leader, I launched several businesses, culminating in a successful exit. I'm sharing what I learned, plus what's working now from mentoring tech consultants. You will hear leaders within our industry to help you build a business you love that allows you to do what you want. If you are looking for immediate cash flow wins to fuel your growth, go to our free ebook at paulhigginsmentoring.com/roadmap. Imagine you're a tech consultant or SaaS partner and you're watching your peers improve while you feel stuck. You're wondering, what's their secret? How are they consistently landing new clients and growing their team? Why you are wearing so many hats and feeling like you're never going to break through? Hi everyone, Paul here. Welcome to episode 563 of the Paul Higgins Mentoring Show. It's just you and me today. So today, you and I are going to dive into what truly sets apart the cream of the crop in our industry, the high performers. And I'll give you a hint. It's all about learning, tight niches, culture, revenue streams, and the fifth element that might surprise you. First, I'd like to thank Adam Lewis, a HubSpot partner and listener from England who inspired today's show. Adam reached out asking what the best partners do so that he could learn to improve his business. And this episode is basically a summary of those 5 insights. Want personalized insights just like Adam? Just email me at paul@paulhigginsmentoring.com. I'm a lot more willing to help people that reach out that have listened to the podcast. Now, let's dive in. I've had the privilege of 609 conversations with top performers that are just in our industry. They're tech consultants only. That's access that I don't think anyone else in the world has, and it's all here to help you. And let me tell you, the moment you think you know it all, your business starts going backwards. So, what sets these 5 high performers apart? Here are the 5 key traits in summary, and then I'm going to break them down in a little more detail. So the first is around continuous learning. They're not just passive consumers of new features. Tight niche, the most successful partners have developed a tight niche. Company culture, often overlooked but critical. And they've got a diversified revenue stream. They don't put all their eggs in one basket. Now, what do you think number 5 is? Before we go into the more detail, let's just kick off with looking at how our role as a tech consultant or a SaaS partner has evolved. Remember when being a SaaS partner was probably about selling licenses. So we sold license for Copper. Copper is a sales CRM for small business. It was backed by Google, and think of it as like Google's Microsoft Dynamics, but they didn't own it. And we got a great multiple on the sale based on the recurring revenue of a higher license fee. And it made sense. A Google partner bought us that had lots of customers with low license fees from Google. And obviously he could migrate some of his clients across into a higher revenue stream. So that was great. But, these days, the benefit of selling your business on a high multiple based on recurring revenue is getting less and less. We've had Google themselves, we've had Zoho, HubSpot, have all changed their comp models with more changes to come. I predict this, and if you, once again, I get an insight behind the people in the industry, they're predicting this as well. So if you're relying on that, time to change. And that's why I'm so passionate about tech consulting. It's about the revenue you control because you're actually looking at the business. Now you can go and listen to episode 497, 488, 479 for some more context, and always recommend listening this at 1.6 times. I reckon that's the optimum for learning, and they're all under 5 minutes. The best in the business have expanded their service dramatically, right? They've transformed from sellers of tech to business solution providers, right? So take HubSpot for an instance. So it's no longer just a marketing tool. It's a comprehensive business platform. And, Adam and I talked about that. The top HubSpot partners like Adam have kept pace with these changes. They're continually expanding their skill set across marketing, sales, and customer service. So what sets these high performers apart? Here are the key traits, the 5 that I've observed, and let's dig into them. First is continuous learning, as I said. They're not just passive consumers of new features. They actively experiment, finding innovative ways to leverage technology for their clients' benefit. They're often looking outside of the industry that they're in, which is, the industry we're in. They're looking at other avenues and they've got support in doing that. Number 2 is a tight niche. The most successful partners developed a tight niche linked to their background. They are often a big fish in a small pond. I'm currently working with a Zoho partner that has a brilliant background in industrial automation, and just the ability for him to be able to get people to respond on LinkedIn is directly related to his experience in that tight niche. Number 3 is company culture, often overlooked but critical. Top partners aren't just focused on client work. They're building strong internal teams. They create environments where their employees feel valued and motivated to grow. And there's some great examples of this where we've had guests on the show. So Ross Latter on episode 538. We've had Rory Galvin on episode 546. And we've had John Burdett, episode 481. So I highly recommend you go and look at those. So far we've covered continuous learning, tight niche, and company culture. So what do you think number 5 is? Well, we're getting close. I'll reveal it in a moment. So number 4 is diversified revenue streams. They don't put all their eggs in one basket. Why? They value their SaaS partnership. They also build their own brand, generate their own leads, and have a variety of services. So, did you guess what number 5 is? Number 5 is personal branding. Many successful partners are becoming thought leaders, or whatever the word you want to use, experts in their field, people they look up to, however you want to describe it. They're active on platforms like LinkedIn and YouTube, sharing their experience and building relationships, because people want to buy from people that they trust, and that's what they're doing. They're creating that. And this can be, like if you look at John Burdett, for example, he's got his own podcast, he's launching a book. He's 120 people plus business, but he's still out there, personal brand at the face of the business he's got, which is Fast Slow Motion. So, in summary, these are the 5. Continuous learning. Number 2, tight niche. Number 3, company culture. Number 4, diversified revenue streams. And number 5 is personal branding. But let's be real, it's not all smooth sailing, right? These top partners face significant challenges just like you do. They're up against larger established firms, and they're dealing with ever-changing partner revenue models that I spoke of before and changing client needs. It's a constant evolving landscape that requires adaptability and resilience. So, what can you learn from these successful partners? Here are the key takeaways for me. 1, focus on being a consultant, not just a partner. Don't just keep pushing their brand, right? Bring value beyond software implementation. Develop your own brand and lead generation strategy. I think even more critical these days when the key SaaS brands aren't sending you as many leads. Consider specializing in a niche to stand out, and look for inspiration beyond your immediate industry. Now, you might be thinking, Paul, this all sounds great, but how do I actually implement these strategies? This is where I might be able to help. If you're ready to take your business to the next level, let's talk. You can book a call just like Adam did through my website, or you can go to talkpaul.com. We'll have all the links in the show notes. Remember, in our world, adaptability and continuous improvement are key. Keep learning, keep growing, and stay open to new ideas. As a listener, nothing makes my day more than you reaching out like Adam did and giving me feedback to improve this show for you. So hit me up. I will reply to all messages. This is Paul signing off. Until next time. Time for action. Let me know what you implemented from the show. I promise to respond. Plus, get the Tech Consultants Roadmap at paulhigginsmentoring.com/roadmap.